Hi, everyone. This is Jen Luttrell. I'm the Technical Program Manager with NBSTRN. I'm going to get us started today. So as Danielle already mentioned, you are muted upon entry, but please feel free to unmute your line to speak at any time or send us a message via the chat window. So here's our standing agenda. We'll go through, this brief welcome period and do intros. If there's anyone new on the line, we'd love to hear from you. Do an update from pilot teams in the various states and then other states that are screening for some of these new candidate conditions. Follow up with any discussion, and then an update on kind of where New Steps is going, where NBSTRN is going as well. So, first off, is there anyone new on the line that wanted to introduce themselves? Okay, I will take that as a no. Well, welcome back. Thanks for joining us on yet another month of our call here. So let's jump into updates from the pilot sites. Is there somebody from New York on the line?
Hi, this is Colleen Stevens from New York.
Hi, Colleen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us. All right. How are things going?
Things are going well. So I'll start with XALD since we've been screening that the longest.
Great.
We currently have referred 96 infants for XALD, evenly split between males and females, 48 and 48. Of the 48 males, we have 32 that are confirmed XALD and 7 Zellwegers.
Okay.
And then we have a few others that are either other peroxisomal disorders, pending results, or lost to follow-up.
Great.
For Pompe disease, we've screened 1,062,000 and referred 146 infants. And we have 9 that were diagnosed with infantile onset. And then 71 infants that were identified as having 2 variants, but at least to our knowledge are still asymptomatic. And there were 66 carriers that were identified by the screen. Then the most recent conditions, NPS 1, we've screened about 130,000 infants so far. 13 infants were referred based on having at least 1 variant identified. And then there were additional 25 infants that we identified as having pseudodeficiency variants only. And then for SMA, we screened the same number, about 130,000. And we just referred our 6th infant with SMA. And of the 6, so far we've had 3 of them with 3 copies of SMN2, 2 with 2 copies of SMN2, and 1 with greater than or equal to 4 copies of SMN2. And so far we have 2 that have opted for gene therapy, 2 are on Spinraza. The infant with the 4+ copies of SMN2 currently is not receiving treatment. And then the one that was just referred yesterday, we will wait to see.
Great.
That's it.
Great, thank you. Okay, how about, does anyone have questions for New York? Okay. How about Georgia?
Hey, this is Angela. Hope y'all are doing well. So I'm just going to report on SMA because that's what we're working on right now. Hold on 1 second. We have screened, by the end of May, we have screened approximately 58,281 samples.
Approximately, okay.
Approximately. Let's see. And our numbers in terms of positive screens and outcomes really aren't very different than last time. We really haven't had a whole lot going on, which is kind of good because we had a busy start. But we've had 8 children screen positive. Out of that, 6 were resolved as unaffected. 1 child was diagnosed with type 0. And then the last child was just confirmed to have type 2. Is what neurology is diagnosing that kiddo as. I'm not sure what type of treatment that child's doing because he actually lives out of state. Came to Atlanta, but will probably pursue routine follow-up in Alabama.
Okay.
But that's where we're at.
Great. Okay. Any questions for Georgia? Awesome. How about North Carolina? Danielle, can you unmute Jennifer Taylor?
Hi, Dr. Taylor. You can unmute yourself by dialing *6. I'm just going to find you to unmute you.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sorry, I missed that at the beginning of the meeting.
No problem.
So I will also just be doing an update on SMA as well. Right now, we're very close to have tested 3,100 specimens. We still have no screen positive for SMA testing. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for Dr. Taylor?
Jennifer, can you remind us about your method?
Sure. Yeah, so we are doing the, we're only looking at SMN1. If it's present or absent in the screening. We are not multiplexing it with SCID. We're currently just doing it as a single assay because we're doing it through the early check program, and parents have to consent. They have to sign up to get the additional SMA testing done. So we are just looking at presence or absence of SMN1, and folks that have an absence of SMN1 will be then referred to follow-up. Early check is currently looking at, I think in the next year, we're looking at ways to increase the recruitment rate so we have more kids that we're screening for SMA.
Great. Okay. Yeah, that must make things a little bit harder if you have to do the consent piece.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Online, parents have to go online and actually sign up to participate in the study. So you have to know about it, and then you have to actively do something so you can get the screening test.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. So it looks like last month there was a big discussion about XALD. Was there did anyone want to continue that conversation, or were there any other questions or follow-up? Okay. Let's see. So before we jump over to new stuff, does anyone have any questions or thoughts about anything that's come up already today, or anything in the realm of these disorders? Is there anyone from Wisconsin on the phone that would want to provide an update?
Hi, can I just ask a question? This is Debbie Friedenberg, and I just had a question about the baby that was SMA 0. Was that baby born alive, and do you have any clinical follow-up on that infant?
The baby was born alive, and I know was alive at 1 month of age, but still in the NICU. And I think they were just doing supportive care, and that's where we've left that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Great. Okay, so I don't think I heard anyone from Wisconsin. What about Massachusetts? No. Is it just nice and sunny outside and everyone's outside instead of on this lovely call we're having? Man. Okay. Any other states, Nebraska, Michigan, any other pilot sites?
This is Crystal from Nebraska. I can give an update.
Great. Okay.
Okay, we started screening for NPS 1, Pompe, and XALD on July 1st of 2018. So since that time, we have screened 23,241 babies. We have detected 1 Pompe disease late onset and 1 male with XALD. And our other findings are, we have found 5 XALD female heterozygotes, 1 XALD that was confirmed negative. We have 1 XALD that's pending diagnosis from our metabolic specialist, and 5 XALDs that repeated normal on the second screen. For NPS 1, we've had 9 pseudodeficiencies, 1 carrier for NPS 1, and 2 repeated normal. And we've had 1 pseudodeficiency for Pompe. And that's all.
Great, thank you. Okay.
I could provide a quick, very brief update about Nebraska's attempts to add SMA. This is Julie,
Sure.
sorry.
Sure, that'd be great.
We have had our regulations go through our internal administration, and they're over with the governor's office now, just pending approval to go to public hearing. So that's the next step in our reg approval process.
That's great.
Hey, Julie, will you remind us, is Nebraska's adoption of new conditions sort of triggered by RUSP additions?
Well, yes, we follow the RUSP, of course, closely, and then our advisory committee is always following that, and then they look at what the evidence review of the RUSP was, and we look at our own internal capacity and readiness kinds of things, and then they make the recommendation. But, you know, alternatively, as with XALD, Pompe, and NPS 1, those were added via statute, and then we had to do regulation to implement the statute. So there's a couple of different avenues in Nebraska for how things can get added. But it isn't like in our law that says that we must adopt whatever's in the RUSP.
Great. Okay. Are there any other states or programs that want to provide an update? Okay. How about the use of CLEAR? Any of the states using CLEAR? Want to talk a little bit about that? Okay. Amy, did you have any other questions or anything else you wanted to talk with any of the stakeholders about?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you, though.
Great. Okay. Let's jump down to New Steps. Is somebody from New Steps on the line?
Again, you can unmute yourself by dialing *6 or clicking on the microphone or telephone icon.
Hi, I thought I was unmuted. I'm sorry about that. Hi, everybody. This is Karima from APHL New Steps.
Hi, Karima.
Our update for the month is we just made an announcement for a request for proposals for newborn screening systems quality improvement projects. It went out on our listservs, I believe, on Tuesday. So some of the information is that we're seeking up to 30 newborn screening programs to participate in continuous quality improvement initiative. And the project provides tailored support to successful applicants, allowing for a customized and collaborative approach to quality improvement. Some important dates to keep in mind. There will be a technical assistance webinar on Tuesday, June 11th at 4 p.m. Eastern. We expect a letter of intent if you do want to apply by July 1st, 2019. And the RFP application is due August 5th, 2019. If you have any questions about this opportunity, please feel free to contact Chanel Norman, or you can contact one of us at New Step. Be happy to direct you to her. And the information is available on the APHL website, the RFP website, and I can give the URL. It is aphl.org/RFP. And the name again of it is Newborn Screening Systems Quality Improvement Projects.
Can you say the name of that one more time?
Sure. Newborn Screening Systems Quality Improvement Projects.
Great, thank you.
Welcome.
Karima, can I ask a quick question about the meeting in Chicago? Will you remind me if you guys post the presentations?
Yes, we do. So they are posted already. If you go to the aphl.org website, I can send a link to the group after this call if you'd like. The presentations are posted, and we post the ones that we received permission from the authors to post. So there may be some that are not available, but for the most part, they are available right now.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Great. Okay. Did anyone have any questions about the RFP right now? Okay. Amy, did you want to talk a little bit about the DMD project?
Yeah, I think we talked in May just to introduce and remind folks that New York State is conducting a pilot of Duchenne, and NBSTRN is playing a coordinating role in some of the data collection. So we're hoping to use out some of our new tools that we're developing, both on the analytical and clinical validation side, as well as long-term follow-up. And we have a steering committee, and we have a clinical integration group. And right now, as the pilot gets started, it'll run for the whole pilot is 2 years long. We realize that it's that we don't present about it on this call, because this call is sort of focused on what's going on nationally related to the NICHD task order pilots, as well as to what states are implementing. But I just thought I would throw it out there for upcoming months. If you were interested in an update, I know Dr. Baker talked a little bit about the assay in Wisconsin that they're trying out for Duchenne. And so looking at the agenda in upcoming months, you know, we could definitely focus on Duchenne if there's anything that you wanted or you felt like you wanted to hear about related to the pilot.
Great. And then the other thing, so right now NBSTRN is working with a web design firm, and they're helping us kind of rethink our website, but also develop this newborn screening research repository. And the idea is that it will be an area for researchers and clinicians and family members to have discussions and to see data and share resources and those kinds of things. And so what we would like to ask you guys is we're looking for volunteers to kind of help us test out this newborn screening research repository and all of its functionality. So if that's something that you're interested in, please let us know. We'd love to have you on the team to kind of help develop that and shape how it will look for everyone moving forward. Amy, did you want to go through this a little bit?
Yeah, so as you all know, we have this call that's really focused on the states and the pilots and implementation of new conditions on the first Thursday of every month. We always ask for agenda items and things that you would like us to focus on in addition to the oral reports from each of the states. As Jen said, in May, there was a big discussion about XALD and cascade testing and the identification of variants. And I know you've heard Dr. Watson, the PI of NBSTRN and Executive Director of ACMG, talk about his efforts as a co-PI on the ClinGen project. And so part of ClinGen, ClinVar, is to do variant curation, and Mike is heading up some groups that are focused on newborn screening disorders. So we got a request to have an explanation of ClinVar. So 2 members of the ClinGen team are going to be presenting on ClinVar during the whole hour in August. So that's on August 1st. So be sure to join in on that, and you'll hear about how laboratories like yours and how clinicians like you can enter variant data into ClinVar. If you have any additional ideas or questions for us, I know last time we talked a little bit about having an XALD clinician call also, as we had a quarterly call with Pompeii clinicians, so we'll be exploring that a little bit on our end. So we're always happy to host any forums and to work with New Steps as they host forums on new conditions. So anything we can add on the research side or on the long-term follow-up side, we're happy to do that. So if you have any ideas for us, just feel free to reach out. We're always open to feedback, and we'd love to have you guys participate. Part of what Jen said with the newborn screening research repository, it's going to really be an online way to give updates that you gave today. So you guys always give such great updates, and we haven't yet had a way to capture that over time. So part of the idea is to capture the information as the numbers begin to increase, and that will help us on the research side understand more about the number of newborns that are being diagnosed or identified, sort of the disease spectrum, and anything we can really learn about the disorders after they go to population-based screening. Does anybody have any questions for the NBSTRN team? I'll turn it back to you, Jen, to close out.
Sure. So thanks everyone for joining us today. And if you have any other follow-up or think of anything in the meantime, I know we are, like Amy said, we're skipping July, and then August will be a really exciting presentation. But if you think of anything in between, or if you're interested in helping us test out that newborn screening research repository and providing us with some feedback, just shoot us a quick note and we'll make sure to get you in the loop. Are there any other questions before we sign off for today? Great. Well, thank you all so much and have a wonderful day.